Welcome to the Red Iron Chair. Boom. First off, in my hands, I have an original wand of Professor Dumbledore. By original, I don't mean an actual original, because if I got one of those, I'd have to pay lots and lots of money. But still, I got a replica of it, and it looks fantastic. The details of it looks like phenomenal. Like when I looked at the one they used in the films and compared it with the one I got here, it almost looks the same. And by almost looks the same, I mean it looks really, really like the one they used in the film. The only difference is like the markings, they could have probably touched on it a little bit more, but other than that, I really wouldn't care so much. And when I got this, I started swinging it around and being like, I'm Dumbledore! I had the Elder Wand! I am the most powerful wizard of the world! Yeah, and that never quite happened, but I was excited with this. Next, as you can obviously see, I have a nice Hogwarts robe, and it's actually Gryffindor. I was very lucky to actually find this one, because before I went to Japan, I heard that it was very hard to get one that actually fits your size. So when I got into the shop that sells these robes, I was very lucky to find one that actually fits me. And let's go to the little goodie stuff, shall we? First off, we'll start with the sorting hat. Now, it's not the actual sorting hat they use in the films, because if it were, it would have to be humongously larger than this one. But they actually got the details almost quite correctly. You can see the mouth here and the eyes here. It's like, wow, that's like a real miniature version of the actual sorting hat, which looks fantastic, by the way. Amazing. Next, we have... Now, this is actually one of the greatest souvenirs that I actually got. Was a Butterbeer Souvenir cup. As most Harry Potter fans know, one of the most iconic drinks of the franchise and the book series is Butterbeer. Some people just don't stop talking about Butterbeer. Harry Potter drinks Butterbeer, Hermione Granger drinks Butterbeer, Ron Weasley drinks Butterbeer, and a lot more characters drink Butterbeer. So it was impossible for me to not try it. So when I got to Universal Studios, I just had to try it. And they were selling it in 3 different types. One was that they were just selling it in like a normal plastic cup. The second in a souvenir cup. And third was actually in a sort of metallic cup, which I wasn't really buying it so much. It didn't look nice. But this one looked amazing. And when I drank the butterbeer from this cup, it was like heaven. The taste was sweet, very caramel-like. And I don't know how they made the fizzing part and also how they made it really sweet to the point that it almost feels like a fizzy caramel macchiato, almost. But I just loved it, and some people are mixed about the whole butterbeer thing, saying that, oh, it was like too sweet, oh no, it wasn't really quite a great drink, but I thought it was a great drink, so please, you better try it, because it's butterbeer. I mean, come on, seriously? Next is the chocolate frog. Now the chocolate frog is quite an interesting product, because in the films, what happens with the chocolate frog is that when you open the box, the chocolate frog is supposed to come to life and sort of jump out the window. But obviously we don't have that kind of stuff. If that happened, that would have been creepy beyond compare. So when I got, I actually bought two of these chocolate frogs. And when I first got it, I thought, the package looks decent enough, and how big would the frog be? So when I got home, I opened it up. It's empty now, but it was huge. Like, huge. It was like the size of my hand. And most people consider my hand to be quite huge. And it was literally around this size. It was a toad shaped, completely covered in chocolate. And it was a milk chocolate, so it wasn't like bitter or anything, but it was really sweet, and I'm like, it was probably sweeter than the butterbeer. But actually, when I opened this up, it actually came with a little surprise. Give me a moment. Alright, I'm back. I just apparated. Interesting, isn't it? It comes with a character card. As some of you may know from the films, that when Harry Potter opens up the chocolate frog, he sees a character card inside it. And so I got mine as well. I was expecting Dumbledore, but then I got Godric Gryffindor, which is okay. I was hoping for Dumbledore actually, but it doesn't matter. And everything in with the character card is that it's all random with each chocolate frog. So with this one being Godric Gryffindor, I'm hoping this one would be Dumbledore. But who knows? I haven't opened it up yet. Next, we have the every flavor beans. Here's an interesting thing. When I first saw the films and when I first read the books, it described the scene where where the kids are eating the every flavor beans. And when I first read about it, I'm like, oh, it's not gonna be like that bad. It's just gonna. I thought it was gonna be like every flavor. It's like every flavor fruit or like every flavor something sweet of a jelly bean. But as I read on and sort of saw the film, it wasn't an actual every flavor that I was thinking. It was a literal every flavor. And some people were actually divided on like what tastes like what. And I mean, in the books there was like taste of like fruits, definitely, vegetables like spinach and boogers. That's an interesting thing to taste because I'm not sure anyone who tasted booger could possibly recreate the same effect. But if they did, hands down applause. I just hope they don't make anything like puke flavor. Oh wait, actually, yeah, I heard that there was the puke flavor one, so I'll have to watch out for that one. Next up is the chocolate wand. Oh, it says here in the packaging, chocolate wand made with milk chocolate. So that's a good sign. When I first saw the milk chocolate wand, I was like, okay, this one looks like a literal wand, and the packaging itself looks fantastic with like nice decorations on the sides and with like gold covering at the bottom. And I'm really excited to try and taste this one, but it just looks too good for me to just eat it. So I'll have to save it, I guess. I'll decide that for later. And chocolate frogs, you can go join the rest of the bunch. Next up is, oh, you was off. Next up is pumpkin juice. When I first saw this bottle, I'm like, what would pumpkin juice actually taste like? Is it an actual juice that tastes like pumpkin, or is it gonna taste something else? So I was really curious, and when I found this bottle, I'm like, alright, I'm gonna have to try this. So, foolish of me, I bought two. And when I opened the first bottle, I was expecting something a bit to be more sweet, because in like the books, everyone was like, oh, pumpkin juice tastes amazing, pumpkin juice smells fantastic. I'm like, oh, how bad could it be? So I opened it up, I took a sip, and I'm like, oh my god, what kind of taste is this? I looked back at the ingredients, and it's like, it's literally, they actually put in an actual pumpkin puree. Pumpkin puree. This is a literal pumpkin juice. It didn't taste quite good. And it was very strong in like cinnamon as well, so I wasn't really sure on this product itself. But that was my first try. And then I realized that I wasn't supposed to just drink it right out of the bottle. That I had to actually shake it first for everything to mix together. And they said that if I mixed together, the taste would be much more sweeter and much more flavorful. So I did. So I shook it, and like shaked it, like Taylor Swift's song. And I drank it, and it tastes a lot better. So I guess I would recommend this drink to those like very dedicated fans. But I really wouldn't say it's the best drink to have with a friend. Anyways, let's continue, shall we? Then I have a rather interesting snack called jelly slugs. This is something that I haven't quite heard of in the books or seen in the films, and I'm guessing that it's a complete new creation, or maybe I just missed out on a few things. But it says here, Jelly slugs, wrigglingly good, soft and chewy gummy treats. Well, I guess they got one thing right. Is that slugs are quite squishy, and jelly is also squishy. Gummy, very squishy, so I could see why they tried to make jelly slugs out of gummy treats, considering the texture and everything. And I'm really excited to try this. You may think I'm crazy that I wanted to try something that looks like slugs, but the taste is what matters, and I'm really excited about it. The bag, it has a description of like the different flavors, but it's all in Japanese, and I don't read Japanese or know anything about Japanese, so I'm just gonna have to be really brave and courageous and just try it out. Next on my list is this. This was an interesting stuff to find. I didn't expect to find something like this. The packaging, by the way, is fantastic. It really brings out the essence of the Harry Potter Hogsmeade-esque feeling, if I should say. And it said, and here in the bag, there's like 4 different types, and I'm not really quite sure of what to make of this. I'm not sure if it's a piece of bread or it's just like a piece of cracker, but I'm expecting it to be some kind of bread. And it's all brown, so I'm expecting it to be like chocolate and then be sweet. So I'm really excited to try this as well. And I got like so much stuff to try. I mean, I'd be surprised if I didn't end up with diabetes after eating all these sweets. Next up, butterbeer drops. As you may recall of how I described butterbeer being extremely sweet and quite tasty for my taste, I'm hoping to feel the same thing that I had with butterbeer, being sweet and fantastic for my taste with these butterbeer drops. But who knows? Maybe it could turn out a bit different. Maybe it could turn out to be a little less sweet. Next, I have the amazing Hedwig. Now, for this one, it's pretty much self-explanatory that this is a very small version of Hedwig, and to be honest, it kind of looks like the real Hedwig with the whole eyes and the beak and the wings especially. But I have to say, I was actually really glad that I got this one, because what is a Harry Potter fan collection if you don't have anything that's related to Hedwig? Am I right, Hedwig? See, even the stuffed bird agrees. And this is something that I'm really excited about as well. I got 3 Hogwarts-related notebooks. One has the coat of arms of Hogwarts and with a brown cover. So it looks simple, and it actually looks amazing as well. I feel like I'm already in Hogwarts trying to take notes in classes. And next I have a notebook with a similar shape, but one with the coat of arms of Gryffindor. And I'm actually excited about this one as well, because I'm pretty much, I would feel like a Gryffindor student going like, I will take notes and learn all these new spells. But that's just my imagination. And finally, I got one with Slytherin's coat of arms with the snake. Some of you might say, oh my god, why did you get the Slytherin one? Aren't they like the villains? I'm like, dudes, Severus Snape's house is right here. That's awesome enough. Now, here is the masterpiece, and probably the greatest find out of all the souvenirs. With the exception of the wand and the robe, I present to you the Marauder's map. So this is something that I did not expect to find. Alright, watch this. I solemnly swear that I am up to no good. And guess what? This is almost like a near complete replica of the actual map, with minus the actual feet moving like here and there. And it's actually a lot longer than I expected. I don't know if the camera can reach until that very end, but I'm pretty sure that it's too long that it can't probably fit inside the frame. But the detail of the map itself is quite extraordinary. And it has everything starting from like the room of acquirement, the beware, boggart in the closet, beware moving staircases, Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and all of these strange words. Lower chamber corridor, northeast. Divination stairwell, portrait corridor. Peeves may lurk here. Waitic transfiguration. This was really an extraordinary find. And this is just amazing. When I first looked at it, I'm like, wow, I would be a fool if I didn't get this. And once I saw these for the Eye of the No Good oath, I went back to the hotel, got my wand, and went like, okay, mischief managed. And I did the same thing that happened in the books, and I felt just amazing. I felt like a little kid again, to be honest. And so, that's my Universal Studios Japan Wizarding World of Harry Potter Souvenir haul. And it's time to say goodbye.